By the year 2045, our 12-county region's population is projected to increase by about 1.4 million people. That's an increase of over 50%. With our region's primary highways and roads already nearing medium to maximum capacity, this rapid growth calls for an alternative means of travel aside from personal vehicles. But currently, mobility options are limited, and many of them are not regionally coordinated. Connect Beyond is a bold regional mobility plan to address these needs by enhancing connectivity across municipal, county, and state lines throughout our 12-county region.
The importance of partnerships in achieving our regional vision is that it allows us to understand the nuances throughout the region. We have small communities with so much vibrancy. Clearly, we have Charlotte as the economic center. And connecting all of those is what really will make us be a strong region and competitive in this global economy. And it's important that we understand those differences as we collaborate toward this common vision.
With the end goal of developing a total mobility network, we've developed 5 mobility moves, which are essentially the building blocks that should be used to achieve this goal. They are: create mobility-friendly places, expand mobility choices, strengthen rural to urban connections, build a better bus network, and lastly, invest in strategic mobility corridors.
Mobile-friendly places are really vibrant places with lots of mobility options available to our residents and visitors. Pleasant and convenient places to walk, bike, or take public transportation, like wide sidewalks, bike lanes, and crosswalks that make it easy to access public transportation.
Mobility for me is very important because I use my wheelchair. In my neighborhood, it's very difficult for me to come across the sidewalks because the cars, they just park right through the sidewalks. And I have to go in the street, which is very dangerous for me.
We've developed strategies to support vibrant, pedestrian-friendly communities that have convenient access to public transit services. Example recommendations include: adopt transit-supportive development policies that are unique to each community, involve transit and land use development processes, and concentrate growth along high-capacity transit corridors.
All aspects of our region are important. Some might suggest that light rail is the most important, or bus rapid transit, or even sidewalks and bike paths. All of that is important, and so we must understand the needs of all parts of our region and integrate those needs into one plan.
Connect Beyond can help support mobility in our cities and encourage residents and visitors to use alternative mobility options.
Mobility technology is changing rapidly. Our plans and approach should be nimble and future-ready. Under this move, the study recommends a regional commuter choice program, implementation of a regional network of mobility hubs where all transportation modes can connect with each other. And we should train the workforce of tomorrow for electrification efforts and on-demand services.
Using public transportation regionally in our area is a big challenge at the moment, as it is in many parts of the U.S. We have 17 different systems over 12 counties. However, for folks, it's very challenging to move in between those.
People rarely stay in one place, and they go to different municipalities for different reasons. You may live here in Statesville and you work in Charlotte. You may go to the doctor in Huntersville. You may want to dine in Davidson. And each municipality has differing fare structures. They have different routes. They have different times of operation.
For us, transit helps people that have been traditionally defined by barriers to economic development or barriers to good, healthy food.
There's growth that's being spurred on by the growth in Charlotte that's impacting us. So we're always be interconnected just because of our general location to each other. So it's imperative that we work together and continue to build a system that will allow us to grow into the future.
We've developed strategies to improve mobility and transportation choices for those who choose to live and work in rural communities. These include improve coordination and procurement with paratransit and human service providers, develop scheduling and funding models to enhance cross-county medical trips,
And one of the critical things as we look at developing this sort of web of services across the region for people to be able to maneuver is to not just have those vehicles meet, but actually have a shared location where vehicles from different systems can all come to a location and people can transfer between the services that they need to seamlessly in an area where they can get information, have resources, where the vehicles can collect and then be able to move back out and continue their journey onward from that point.
I'm happy with the routes that I have available to me, but I'm on the outskirts of Charlotte, so the farther away from downtown, the thinner the routes are.
The backbone of any successful regional transit system is a well-coordinated, frequent, and reliable bus network. To move residents here today and those that are coming, the team recommends a transit and mobility education campaign, joint procurement to increase our buying power, and a regional fare structure.
High-capacity transit refers to transit modes that have more capacity than traditional bus, such as light rail, bus rapid transit, express bus, and commuter rail. Connect Beyond has identified high-capacity transit corridors that are either extensions of current high-capacity transit corridors in the region or newly identified corridors.
When we plan regionally, we actually have more power. And I think that as we look at this from that point of view, we need to also be planning and coordinating all of those resources, and particularly now when we have the ARPA funds that are coming down to communities. We also have the infrastructure money that will be coming. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for all of us to plan together.
There are so many projects out there, and if we do not work together collectively to hit the hot spots of the things that we need in this region, we'll never get anything done.
Connect Beyond identifies candidate corridors throughout our region where high-capacity transit lines could possibly be extended or newly constructed, and where focused transit investments should occur. Each county is recommended to conduct studies determining the appropriate rapid transit mode, as well as implement near-term improved transit service to build ridership. Strategic mobility corridors have been identified as key corridors connecting communities that need improved service.
Time is our most incredible asset that each and every one of us have, and many times becomes a determining factor in which mode of transportation we will choose as we're moving throughout the region. This is an issue of competitiveness. Being able to give individuals back the most amount of time in their commute, it allows them to spend more time pursuing business ventures, spending time with family, and enhancing quality of life. And much of that is tied to our transportation system and our ability to connect.